Senator Bill Cassidy, Republican from the great state of Louisiana, joins me now. Mr. Senator, the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, well, she still wants to ban gas stoves and gas heating equipment in just a couple of years. Is this a war on natural gas?
It's a war on natural gas, but it's also a war on the consumer. New York pays about 9 to 10% more for their electricity cost already. And the governor of New York wonders why people leave New York. As soon as they retire, they're on social, they move to a state with a lower cost of living because of the high cost of living in New York. She's about to make that 9% even higher. It's bad for consumers. It's a way to meddle in their lives, and it accomplishes almost nothing.
They want us all to convert to electric stoves and electric heating. Where's all the extra electricity going to come from?
Well, I think New York is thinking that it's going to come from offshore wind. But the cost basis of offshore wind is going to be far more expensive than that which would come from your nuclear, your natural gas powered plant. And so they're going to replace the energy from natural gas with much more expensive offshore wind. It's going to drive up their cost even more than they're 9% higher now. And people living in New York will once more wonder why they are.
Mr. Senator, we've just heard about the second tranche of classified documents found at President Biden's house in Wilmington, Delaware. The president just gave a press conference on the economy, but then walked away from questions surrounding the documents. Is this a big political storm or a tempest in a teapot?
I think it's a big political storm. What's good for goose is good for gander. If former President Trump should not have them there, and he shouldn't have had them there, then former Vice President Biden should not have had them there either. Now, it may just be we've got a lousy system for making sure that folks don't cart away nuclear secrets. But whatever it is, there's a responsibility for the former vice president to know that and then to get them back. Frankly, the vice president, or now the president, President Biden, this is kind of one more example of how things could be a heck of a lot better if you paid a little bit more attention.
We just don't know who had access to these documents, or what's in the documents, or what subjects they deal with. We need to know all of this to assess the importance of it, surely.
If it's a big deal for former President Trump to have these, and I think it was, it's a really big deal for former Vice President Biden to have these as well. And it needs to be equally investigated. Not only is it important for national security, it's also important for a sense of fair play.
Mr. Senator, thanks very much for joining us on such short notice about a developing story, but it's always appreciated. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Stu.